Hello everyone, Kareem here. Thank you for joining me today. So as you know, I want to continue my talk about Guyana and share some of my experiences. And then at the end, I will show you longer clips about the topic I'm discussing. If you don't want to listen to me talk, you can click ahead to this time on the screen right now, and you can simply watch the video. Today, I want to talk about one of the more exciting and life-threatening parts about living in Guyana. And that is taking the bus. So, the bus is probably the most commonly used transportation in Guyana. And it's this way because one, buses are readily available. They are everywhere. And two, they are incredibly cheap. One bus ride costs about 100 Guyana dollars. And if you convert that, that is basically 50 cents in USD. So it's very convenient for people and it's easy to get around. When we arrived in Guyana and we had to go to town to buy products and everything, my family told me the best and easiest way to get there would be to take the bus. Now, what I envisioned was this big vehicle that's very long that fits many people and goes to different stops. I couldn't have been more wrong. In Guyana, the buses there are what we would call here shuttle buses, or what you would call in Russia, marshrutka. So in my last video, I mentioned something about the traffic laws and how they're a bit laxed and not really reinforced. And if you take a bus in Guyana, you will clearly see how true this is. Any Guyanese people who are watching this and have taken the bus, you know it is true. Those who drive the buses, to me, are insane. They speed down these busy roads that don't only have cars, they have people on bicycles, they have people on motorbikes, and these drivers are just speeding, swerving in and out of traffic without a care in the world. And I am sitting in this bus, kind of looking around, and all the other passengers are just calm, because this is normal for them. But here I'm looking, we're mere inches away from hitting other drivers, and I'm thinking, Jesus, am I going to die on one of these buses? Yeah, it was just incredibly scary. I don't know how else to put it. I was terrified for my life many times. But I guess after being there for a month, and I kind of got used to it, I don't really expect the bus drivers to crash, although it happens. I know it happens. Family have told me that drivers crash quite often. Thank God I wasn't on one of those buses. Something unique to the buses in Guyana is that drivers seem to take a lot of pride in the bus that they're driving. Occasionally, you'll catch a bus that is designed like a club. You go inside, and at night at least, and they have these different color lights on that are changing colors. You have the driver blasting this loud reggae music. You can't even hear yourself think, and you're sitting there wondering, how's the driver going to hear me when I'm telling him I have to get off? It is crazy. Only for millions to be for sure. Every chances you me take risk. Keep it close, pass me no this. So much more like me. Now, the buses, as I said earlier, are just plentiful. There are buses everywhere. There are so many drivers, and it's really simple to catch a bus. Now, the way they work is that normally buses will have two people working. You have the driver and you have the doorman. And the doorman also handles the money. Now, when the bus is driving down, they'll see you and the doorman will just yell out, "Hey, you need the bus." And this is just what happens all the time. And if you don't need the bus, they use some interesting gesture that I saw, which is like this. I don't know if this is a common gesture that means no, I don't need the bus, but whenever I watched people who weren't catching the bus, they all went like that, and the driver took off. Another interesting cultural aspect when it comes to the bus is that they actually wait for you, which is completely different from other places where I've taken the bus. And when I say wait, I mean I can be like, I don't know, halfway down the street, maybe a nice 2-minute walk, and they'll see me and they'll stop and they'll just wait. Or in other cases, they may even just back up and go into the street and pick me up. Something else I found interesting about the buses was how you catch them in town by the market, specifically Starbrook Market. So this is like the main hub for all the buses, and it's where the line ends and begins. So when you're done shopping at this market, all the buses are kind of lined up behind each other, and the drivers and the doormen are just shouting out the routes, and they're just basically trying to pull you in and get you on their bus so they can take off. This is cool, but it can also be very, very, very intimidating, especially if you are unfamiliar with the routes or if you're a very shy person, because I personally felt that sometimes the drivers didn't really care where you were going. They just wanted you to get on the bus. So you could end up going in the wrong direction, which would be awful. So that's something you need to be aware of. Know where you're going. So that's kind of all I have to say about the buses in Guyana. Granted, I could talk about them much more, but I'd rather have you see it for yourself. So within the next few seconds, you will see a video of me waiting for the bus to take off while I'm at the hub, at the market, and you'll see exactly how crowded and how congested and how crazy the driving is in Guyana. So everyone, thanks for joining me and enjoy the video. All the buses lined up in a row and everyone's just calling, where are you going, where they're going. And it is just hectic. So now we're waiting, all of us, inside this hot bus until it's full up. And then we'll head off. And I'll try to record how hectic it is. And these buses are so aggressive when they try to get people sometimes, especially when they're on the road because they try to pull people in. So you hear him saying Regent Border in Campbell. So he's going, this bus goes to Campbellville and Regent Border. And they're all around us. The bus isn't full, the capacity, but we're going to head off. Let's see how we get out. Here, there's no right of way for people. You walk when you think it's safe. The cars don't stop for you. And that's the scariest thing. Look how close we are to this car. Bumper to bumper. Hello, everyone. See? On the left, the guy just walked in front of the car and the car barely stopped for him. This is some of the market. You'll see.
Let's